I'm starting this video up on top. The paint lines you see, the void is basically underneath this, but it's not to scale of the paint lines. In fact, I think it's larger than that and actually extends out over here and then back over here. And it's very obvious it's going to run into it's a chamber off of the vertical shaft that's from the 1890s that's right in here. So basically underneath right here where I'm standing and my shadow is, about 20 feet down, maybe 24 feet down, we should run into what I'm going to show you. So without further ado, let me kind of make my way. And again, we're talking about an area that's under right here because I'm pretty sure I can see the bottom of these boulders. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way down. So this was a material that came out yesterday, with the exception of the one piece right back there that came out the day before and was actually kind of a stalactite hanging down into the void. This piece, however, right here was actually in the upper section above, and I'll show you where here in a second. But some of these plates are rather large. And I really like these two a lot. So, anyways, I'm going to go over to what I call the observation deck here, and it will allow me to see right down into the jelly hole, which I think is going to become the jelly crack here soon, based on what we're seeing down there. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. We've had to keep it hidden for 11 days now, and I'm not even sure when we're going to release this video. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way down the slide and the steps. I purposely did not drop the ladder in here so that I could actually get a view of it, but down in here is Bud's Hollow, and I'll show you that in a second. And that's going back into the void. So I'm going to lower myself down in here, hopefully, without dropping a phone. A little trickier without the ladders. Okay, so I'm actually suspended on a couple of ledges right above the jelly hole in the void. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop down some. Okay, I don't know what happened. Something weird happened, but it always did. As I was shooting, the contrast just went through the roof. I think it stopped recording, and then all of a sudden it started recording again. So we'll figure out what happened later. But anyways, these are the two ledges I was standing on, and I'm going to go ahead and descend into the bottom of the jelly hole and on into the void. Darn, this is steep. Okay, so what happened here is the copper vein was running on this side of the fault, the west side, southwest side, and right in here the copper crossed the fault and ended up over here on the northeast side of the fault, and we pulled out some amazing pieces in there. Okay, so let me get a little bit of lighting turned on, and okay, I'll go ahead and activate my other light too. So this is the void that we actually punched through here, and it descended down into this. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop in a little bit here. And you can see as I drop in, for example, there's amethyst right on that wall. And there's amethyst up in there. And you can see where we punched through amethyst here and up in here and over in there. And then I'm going to kind of lower myself down in here a little bit. And I'll probably have to cut off the video and put the phone away to climb back out. But the debris that's fallen in has kind of made a stair step downward. And then I actually need to get in further to be able to look up now because of the way we changed this. So anyways, before I go down, look downward into that, I'm gonna go ahead and pan upward. And I believe that's the bottom of the boulders up there. But there's amethyst plate right there, and there's amethyst over on this wall, and then there's copper in here. And then there's all of this amethyst in here. And then I'm just going to pan down the pipe. And this whole wall over here is amethyst that has a dogtooth calcite coating on it. And we really love this amethyst right here. This is some of the best luster and the best formations is on this wall. And it looks like it shears off there. This would be what's called a lemon squeezer. But because of all the amethyst over on this wall where the light is right now, it's more like a cheese grater. And if I just pan down, you can actually see the amethyst down there and right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the light down in the bottom of the tunnel, of the void, and you can see giant pieces of amethyst. How are we going to do this without it? Okay, here we go. I'm trying to keep my shadow out of here. There we go. So there are giant chunks of amethyst down there. I should have brought the selfie stick because I probably could have extended down a little more, at least 30 inches more. But basically, it goes back under here. And then it goes back under there. And I believe what we're looking at right in here is the tailing pile from the vertical shaft that I was just showing you up above. However, there's a choke stone down there that's blocking a lot of stuff. But what I'm actually sitting on right now is this crack, and it extends underneath my butt and goes back underneath the jelly hole. And this whole crack is just plate after plate after plate of amethyst stacked on top of itself. So I'm fairly certain that this cavity is pretty much amethyst lined. At least this wall is, and this wall and the backside, we got to see the backside of this wall when we were in here yesterday. And the underside of that beyond the light and the lip there is all amethyst too. You can see a little bit up on the top edge right there. So anyways, I'm going to have to turn this off to get back out of this pipe that goes all the way up. That big chunk of copper up there. And she actually goes way the hell up there. So anyways, sorry for the long video, but there's just so much to document in this thing. It's crazy. I'm going to go ahead and kick off the main light here and just use some of my secondary lighting here. And that way it shows the colors one last time. So. So a little addium to the video here at the end I hadn't planned on. I was reverse crab walking uphill, backwards, to get out of this void down here. And I felt like I was sitting on something weird. And just to give you an example of what's going on down here. There's an amethyst plate that I just pulled up with my bare hands. But that wasn't the one I was sitting on. That was the one that loosened when I was crab walking. And of course now the floor is falling away. But let me just get this last one right here in front of my boot, if the light will allow it. Here, let me kick on those lights. So you can see the amethyst. It's just coming right out of the floor with my bare hands right now. And when it has this furry coating on it, this is some of the best amethyst. And that's what I was showing you in that wall in there. Some of the darkest, the best luster amethyst is hidden under that type of caliche. And oh shit, you can see a hole just formed. And there's a little bits of air blowing out of it right now. But that is breaking through to that down there. So, there's another chunk of amethyst right there at the edge of that hole. And I imagine if I kept digging into that, it would just be plate after plate after plate of amethyst. Okay, I need to stop and get out of here because I'm going to take the floor out right out from underneath me. So that just kind of shows you what's going on, that literally it is just all in the floor, and this is crazy. So someday I hope to be able to show everybody this. I'm actually sitting looking at another plate that's right there. Okay, that just came out. That's all amethyst. That's wrapped in the caliche. And then there's one that crossed the copper veins. Look at all the limonite on that one, but look at the dimensions on this thing. So, again, if I kept digging, I would go right through the floor here. So I'm stopping. I'm not roped in right now, and at least I got my hard hat. But I'm up here alone today, so I have to stop and look. There's another one right there. I mean, that plate probably descends all the way down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sitting here looking at clusters sitting down in the corner, and right here, little baby knuckleheads. And but again, the floor is falling away, so time to get out. Again, nice little add-on to the video. And again, I hope someday I can get to show this thing.